After mysteriously easing Scott Pelley out of the evening news anchor chair in June, CBS had been mum about a permanent replacement. That is, until this week. There has been a lot of speculation over the weeks about who might land the big seat at CBS.
There is news about this broadcast. CBS News President David Rhodes announced today that Jeff Glor will be the next anchor of the CBS Evening News.
Glor has been anchoring weekends and reporting for CBS since leaving Boston's Channel 7 in 2007.
Ever circle a city street for what seems like hours looking for a parking space?
CBS no doubt hopes the youthful Glor can pull in some younger viewers.
So we're up here on the 72nd floor of the Empire State Building right now.
Glor's new role comes after more than a decade of instability at the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather lost the anchor seat in 2005 following a flawed report on President George W. Bush's military service. Mired in third place, Bob Schieffer's temporary assignment stretched over a year and pulled the ratings up. Then came the eternally perky Katie Couric.
Next Thursday will be my last broadcast.
Then came Scott Pelley.
It has been a busy day for presidential statements divorced from reality.
It's unclear whether Pelley's blunt assessment of the Trump administration, poor ratings, or a budding of executive heads led to his demise. Regardless, the guts, the glory, now belong to Jeff Glor.
This is the CBS Evening News with Jeff Glor.
Well, John, this is your network. Were people surprised? I mean, I don't think they really had a plan when they eased Scott out. I don't know exactly what happened, but Scott, I think, ended up leaving in a huff after he got word that they wanted to replace him for various reasons, and he just kind of exited. They were never going to give it to Anthony Mason. My take on this is that the Jeff Glor is their answer to David Muir.
Yeah, I have zero inside information to offer on this, just so the viewers know. CBS owns and operates WBZ, my employer. I met Jeff Glor a few times just in the street back when I was at Channel 56 and he was at 7. Chatted with him a couple of times. Very bright guy, nice guy, as best I can tell. I've admired his work on CBS. I think he's well qualified for this job. But yeah, I think you make the right point, which is you can see the trend toward younger faces. And, you know, he's in his 40s, right?
42, yeah.
So, okay, so, you know, he's not just some wet-eared kid, 20-something, all due respect.
I'd say he's in the prime of his life.
Yeah, absolutely, very much so, very much, although the real good stuff is yet to come. But I think it makes perfect sense and to have someone who, like Scott Pelley, had reporter chops, but who is comfortable and young and can appeal to a younger audience while keeping the older audience. I think that's really all there is to it, as best I can tell.
Jeff Glor has a lot of reporting experience, both nationally and internationally, and generally speaking, the network nightly newscasts still like to have people with real journalism experience in that anchor chair. Is he going to appeal to younger viewers? No. Not if you have a newscast at 6:30 at night. It isn't going to make a difference. It could be that the 70-something audience that watches the evening newscast will like having a young face before them. CBS is also saying that he'll continue to have a strong role with CBSN, their internet operation. I think that's a really good idea. To the extent that they can integrate the two services, that's a way to bring in some younger viewers.
Synergy.
Yes, synergy.
I also think that, you know, the old model has always been find a big name person who was part of another network and got laid off, or another network had been grooming, and bring them in. And we have seen, as you pointed out in your piece, that there are a lot of big names who have come through and they haven't been able to move the needle on the ratings for CBS. And so if that isn't working, then why not try something that's a little bit out of the box? Also, when you look at the leadership, the folks who are running CBS, back in the day, it used to be a much older crowd running the network. And now it's a very young team behind the scenes running the network, and so why not bring in someone who you really sort of understand, and when you have a conversation, maybe something they couldn't have sort of on the same level with a Scott Pelley, they can have it with him.
All right, this might make me look bad, but I want to be completely candid here. When I learned that we were going to do a segment on Jeff Glor taking over the anchor chair at CBS Evening News, I started my research by Googling Jeff Glor to find out who Jeff Glor is.
Really?
Yes, really, and I say that in part to be, forthcoming about my own ignorance, but also because I don't think I'm alone. I am maybe a little bit older than Jeff Glor. I'm in my mid-40s, and I have fallen away so far from paying regular attention to the broadcast network's evening newscasts. You know, if I know who David Muir is.
Did you
for
know
example,
who Anthony Mason was?
I know his face. I wouldn't have known the name. I don't get my news that way, and I think I'm probably on the older edge of people not getting their news that way. I'm guessing that if you polled 30-year-olds and 20-year-olds out there, they would have shared my ignorance. I think a lot of those people get their news from Comedy Central programs, for example. I grew up at a time when, you know, we were a Peter Jennings household. That was who we usually watched. But we would turn around to the other network newscasts as well. There was a gravity to all of those programs that I don't think they have now, and I don't think they're ever going to be able to get back in the media environment.
They don't want it.
You don't think they want it?
I don't think they want that gravity.
Interesting.
Adam, I'm a lot older than you. I'd never heard of him either.
What?
Okay, good.
Well, I think the headline here is that Adam Riley is in his mid-40s.
Yeah.
That's not what I think.
You look like a child.